Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the How to Film Weddings podcast. My name is Nick Miller and I am joined as always by my best good buddy across the screen somewhere, Mr. John Bunn. John, how are you today?
Dude, I'm so good. Do you know why I'm doing so good?
I think I do, but I would like for you to tell me.
First of all, last weekend, as this episode airs, I went to Dallas and saw Ed Sheeran in concert, so I'm really excited about that. So that was great, I hope. I haven't gone yet, but the internet. The other thing that's more important, obviously, is that the complete wedding videography course is open for enrollment right now, as we speak. If you're listening to this as we drop this episode, our signature course is open for enrollment. We only do that a couple times a year. I drank a lot of coffee, so I'm talking fast, and I'm just very excited. I feel like I have confetti or I need balloons or something, but the course is here. It's our signature course, and I couldn't be more excited about a huge announcement that I'm going to let you say with our course for this launch.
Yes. So what we are doing, this is the first time we've ever done this, but for the first 15 people that sign up, use promo code FIRST15. Okay. That's tricky. I know. First 15, you'll get $100 off the course, $100 off. And we're going to do 2 1-hour group coaching calls with all 15 of you that pick it up. So for the first 15, you're going to get like 2 group mentor sessions and you're going to get $100 off. So if you head over to completeweddingvideography.com right now, sign up for it, use the promo code FIRST15, you are going to get that. So that's a huge deal. That's a big deal. That's really, really exciting.
It's a big deal. And do we talk yet about the new module, or do we do that in the thing we just recorded?
I think we'll do that in the thing that we just recorded. So what we did is just like 10 minutes ago in real life, not in podcast world, we just finished up a training that we were doing called How to Book More Weddings. Really good content, things that we are thinking about whenever it comes to the longevity of our businesses and what we should be doing, and how a lot of people right now are reacting rather than doing what they know that they should be doing, right? Yeah. And so we put together some really good information on that. Before we did that live, we talked for a few minutes about the course and the new things in it that we're so excited about. And so what we're going to do is, through the magic of editing, through Blake the editor and the internet and all that kind of stuff, we're just going to cut right to that spot so you can hear about the course. And then like 5 minutes later, we're going to be talking about the content, how to book more weddings. So John, that's what I have to say. Anything you want to add?
No, I think I'm good. Enjoy this episode.
Okay, I will. Well, I'm sure they will too. I mean, I did.
Right. Okay, I think that's enough time. We should probably go over there. They're probably going to stop listening if we don't. Okay.
Yeah,
but for real.
Probably.
Okay.
Do you think they stopped
They're
listening?
still listening. They have to be. Okay.
You think so?
For real,
Yeah,
we're heading over right now to the live training, How to Book More Weddings.
Hey, Blake, if we keep doing this, is it still funny or like...
Okay, so Blake, okay, cool. Now, we're really excited about the course launch. I don't know if you guys know that, but consider joining. Look it up, completeweddingvideography.com. And now we're going to go into the live training, How to Book More Weddings. Don't say a word, Nick. We're going into it. Nick, people can hear us. We are here. We are live. Lots of big things happening. Before we get into the How to Book More Weddings, what do you want to say? Do you want to get into it? You want to talk about our course? That comes out on Monday.
Yeah. Let's just, for those of you that are in here hanging out and saying hi, let's go over that. So Blake, if you want to go ahead and pull those slides up so we can chat about that really quick. Our course, the Complete Wedding Videography course, goes on sale on Monday. And if this is something that might be interesting of you, we have 3 modules, a business, a shooting, and an editing. It's like over 30 hours plus of content in those modules. It's so much information. I know there's several people in here in the live that have taken that and have learned from it, and it has helped them. So anyways, we're excited to launch it again, open enrollment on Monday. Anything you want to add to that?
No,
John?
I think that's great. I'm excited to have the doors open. We've had several hundred of you join the course, and it'll be open Monday through Monday. Got a lot of live teachings like this one to kind of help just let people know it exists, get people excited. One thing I'm excited about is what all it includes outside of the business shooting and editing. And one of the things that we included in the course is literally all of our digital products, our pricing guides, our email templates, our consultation guide, our budget sheet. Everything that we have in the store as in a digital template is also included. You can see some of our pricing guides. People will be loving those. The consultation guide, help you with your bookings. All the email templates that I've just rewritten in the last few months. Everything running your business, all the guides. So we're really excited about that. And then Nick, we also have some bonuses. Everybody loves a good bonus.
Yeah. A few of the bonuses we've recorded some of our consultation calls, our sales calls, and that they are in there, and you can go back and watch those, like hear how John and I actually talk to our couples whenever we're doing discovery calls and sales calls and that sort of stuff. And then we have a few BTS behind the scenes that have not been released out into the public, and those are living in there so that you can take a look at those.
Yeah, it's literally the complete system that we've put together on how to do business shooting and editing, and then all the tools to go with it, and then us watching, or you being able to watch us do things like sell. And one of the big things we'll talk about is a brand new entire module.
Yeah.
So
I think Blake's appearance is my favorite part.
Yes.
Of the whole.
Well, yeah, that's true. And we are really excited about a brand new updated shooting module. Blake even breaks down how to get all the best drone shots. We heard it time and time again since we've released the course, and literally hundreds of people have gone through it. They're like, we love the shooting module. We love how you talk through the entire day, but we would like for you to show us how to do that. And we've put out in the course, we have several behind the scenes videos, but never enough time like on the day to like really stop and walk through our thought process of how we do everything. And so we rented a venue here in Tulsa last fall. We spent 2 days with the whole team. We rented everything, decor. We paid a DJ to be there. We had Blake be an officiant for a ceremony. We did everything, and we were able to like break down every single part of shooting a wedding. So it's literally how to film a wedding. Nick?
Yes, totally how to film wedding. And, these are just some of the stuff, but it's literally everything that we do. So establishing shots, miking the couple, interviews, letter readings, plugging into the DJ board, portrait time, toast lighting, and every other thing that we could think of that we do on a wedding day is all covered in this section. So, this new module. So we are really, really excited about that. And if you head over to completeweddingvideography.com, you can actually download. We have a free section in there. Blake, if you could drop that link in the chat just so people can click on it. But you can. We've included a part of this shooting module, one of our sections, in the free download that you can get right there. So, anyways, we're really, really excited about that.
Yeah, there's so much in there. We have $147 to start. That'll be Monday. We'll give you all the pricing info and stuff, but trying to make it the best price and the best value. So many good things in there. And I'm seeing your comments in the YouTube thread about the microphone that we're giving away. And if it doesn't smell like me, you'll send it back. I appreciate that. It's a little weird, but I appreciate it. Let's get into it.
If the sauce is on bottom, I send it back. Is that what it was?
I think so. The Office. Guess my invite to the wedding got lost in the mail. Sorry about that, Ryan. Okay.
So as you can see, there is a QR code there on the screen. That is going to be for the giveaway. Blake will also put the link in the chat. But as we're doing this, there's going to be that QR code, and you can scan that at any time. We'll give that away at the end. You have to be present to win. So, make sure that you stick around so that you can win that mic. But we're today, John, talking about how to book more weddings. And we know that this year has been a really weird year for people. And so we want to just share some of the things that we're thinking about, some of the things that we are encouraging others and telling others to do when it comes to getting more bookings and how they can establish themselves for the long run. I think a problem that a lot of people have is they freak out because bookings are low, and then they do stuff that ruins their business for the next 2 or 3 years. based on the decisions that they might have made today. And so we really don't want that. And so we're going to talk you through some of those things. So what's the first thing that people should be thinking about with this,
It
John?
honestly starts with your mindset. You're mentioning a few of these things, but like your mindset towards your brand. This teaching today is not going to be necessarily like, let's get rich quick and figure out how to just like the house is on fire. Let's book things right now. This is how to book more weddings over the long haul in your business. And so the first thing it's always going to start with is it's your mindset towards your business. And as Nick said, the world is kind of weird right now. There's a lot going on in the world. Economy is weird all over the place. We're kind of post-COVID. There's all these different things. And our encouragement to you would be, don't freak out. Nick, what does it look like when we're talking about people freaking out?
Yeah, whenever people are freaking out, they're going to do stuff like they're going to offer insane discounts, so much so that it's such a good deal, and maybe you, didn't put a cap on it or something, and you book 10 weddings for 50% off, and then you're like, man, that was a bad mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Another thing that you might do is start booking couples that aren't the right fit because you're in the house is burning, so I need to get more money. I need to do stuff. And so you're getting these red flags from couples, whatever that may be. I know they're different for all sorts of people, but you might book them because you're in react mode rather than make a plan kind of mode. And then, posting just huge sales for your services and getting people the idea that they're just going to go on sale sometime. They're going to be cheap. How I've heard, of people that want to go to a retail store and buy something, but the place is always having sales every month. So like, I'm going to wait on this. I'm going to wait on that. And that's definitely not a positive thing, in my opinion, to be associated with in your business. Is you're like, I'm always offering sales. I'm always giving discounts. It's not a place that you want to be.
Yeah. So as we're talking about your mindset, one of the things that's helped me be in business for now 17 years and to see success over that amount of time and continually raise my prices is I make decisions based on future me, future version of John. So the thing I would have you write down, or think about is, what will future you be upset with current you? So future you will be upset with current you if you have a huge backlog of weddings. If you're backlogged right now because you did the same cycle last year, you started running around like crazy and booking things left and right, and you didn't know your numbers and all these different things. So you just keep saying yes to people. If you work a bunch of weddings and have all these weddings that you don't want to edit, if you have a massive backlog and they're weddings you don't want to edit, you're going to get bogged down creatively, and you're going to be mad at yourself because you said yes too much. So you don't want to make future you upset. So you got to get your mindset in order. So yeah, you got to get your creativity, or future you is upset if your creativity is bogged down because you said yes too much. And as you may have heard, if you've been around here, the How to Film Weddings podcast for a while, is our philosophy, and that is crock pots over microwaves. What does that mean? I'm talking the best food takes long, slow simmer. Meat is much better if it's been cooking slow and low for a while. If you microwave things, you're in this society where we have to have it Amazon primed right now. If that's the way you're running your business, if that's the mindset, is a microwave, I need it now, you're going to make decisions that benefit you today, but not in the long run. So, Nick, you have to begin with the end in mind. I didn't write that. Stephen Covey did in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But what does that mean, begin with the end in mind?
Yeah, beginning with the end in mind is the idea of figuring out the direction that you want to go, and start with your 40-point plan, and number 40 is you are there, right? And then go backwards, 39 and 38. If you have the thought of the direction that I want to go, I want to film X amount of destination weddings. I want to make $10,000 filming a wedding film. I want to, you fill in the blank, whatever that is. And that's your end goal. That's where you want to go. Now you need to start reverse engineering it. So many times when it comes to running our business, we are reacting based on kind of our surroundings rather than making strategic plans on the direction that we want to go. So we recommend writing down some of those things where you want to go. Have a clear picture of what success looks like to you. And this is one of those things that success is going to be different to everyone. I'm sure a lot of people would put money as something they would like to have. We all need money to survive and live and that sort of stuff, but there's so many other things other than money. Having the time freedom of being self-employed and you can kind of do what you want, or having the freedom of choice, right? As a self-employed person, if a job comes along that I don't want to do or I don't feel it is the right fit, guess what? I can pass that on to somebody else because I have all these systems in place of, where I would like to go or what I would like to do. So having the end in mind as you get started with the future of your business and thinking about the next year, 2, 3 years, that's really going to help determine the decisions that you make and help enforce the things that it is that you want to do in your business.
Yeah. And before moving to number 2, knowing your brand, I just want to say that the higher definition that you can dream about your what success looks like to you, the more it's going to motivate you to make the right decisions. So for me, time freedom was a really big deal, and being able to go to my kids' plays or soccer games or whatever. And I remember being bogged down with backlog, not having enough money, and having to go shoot weddings every single weekend. And time freedom to me equaled, I only want to shoot 10 weddings. I don't want 45 weddings a year or 70 weddings a year like I have done before. And so knowing that and kind of reevaluating and looking at that with your mindset, what is success to you, helps you to determine number 2, which is knowing your brand. And I think a lot of people just kind of start their wedding video business. Maybe this is you out there. Someone asked you to film the wedding of a friend or someone at church or something like that. And you just kind of get started, and then you're kind of just figuring it out as you go. What we've seen is the most successful brands know who they are. And so you might need to do some digging and think, who am I as a wedding filmmaker? What does my brand stand for? Because most of us wedding filmmakers look the same to potential clients. If you think about it, bride gets engaged, she starts typing in wedding videography Cleveland or wedding videography wherever, and they're going to start pulling up websites, and most of them are going to look the exact same to the couple. Maybe your work is a little better. Maybe your work is way better. For the most part, though, most of us look the same to potential clients. So you have to ask yourself, how are you standing out? Nick?
Yeah. How are you standing out? Is that through your personality? Is it through your work? Is it through the words that you say? There's lots of different ways that you can stand out and lots of different things that you can do. On average, it's somewhere that couples are reaching out to 7 to 10 vendors of every category in the wedding and scheduling meetings with around 3 of those. So, potentially they're reaching out to 10 or 9 other videographers, if they're reaching out to you, just to kind of gauge stuff. And so what's going to make you stand apart? So you have to ask the question, who is it that you want to serve and why? And this is going to be different for every person. It could be I like emotional people. I like adventure-y people. I like people that have a lot of money. There's lots of different answers to this question and a lot of different things that you can do and figure out. But as you are going along and the more that you do this, maybe a better question to ask rather than who you want to serve is who do you not want to serve? Right? Who are you thinking of, or what are weddings that you have shot of? What are things that you've been a part of that you're like, I never want to shoot that again? I know John has a really good example of something that happened to him a few years ago, and he was like, I do not want to serve these type of people anymore because they made me feel this way, and the wedding just didn't go very well. So, understanding and knowing those things about your brand and about your business is going to help inform you as you think about the end in mind and keep working in your business.
Yeah, I'd encourage people to write down some of the think about your favorite weddings that you've done. What made them, think about that couple. Oh, I loved being at this wedding. Well, dig deeper. Why do you like that couple so much? What was it about them? What was it about their wedding day? Was it their they had a planner? Was it that they really had a lot of chemistry? There's a lot of different things. And your marketing should be pushing to get more of these people. We hear it, your ideal client, different thing. I don't have like just these are my exact only kind of couples, but I know the things that I want at a wedding, and I know the things that I don't want. If a groom is completely disinterested, I'm probably not the right fit. If video is at the low side of the priority and they're just hiring a video because that's what their planner told them to do, also I'm probably not a right fit. But for you, that might be totally fine. So once you know these things, once you know your who and your why within your brand, you can now be consistent. Everything that you do, all of your messaging, you can have consistency across the entire brand. And this is something that I see a lot of times where maybe social media is one way, but the website's a different way. So be thinking about your logo, your branding, the color, your copy, your films themselves. Do they all sell to your ideal buyer? If adventurous couples are more of your thing, and you're using black and white all over your website, like in classic expensive looking fonts, or like the imagery doesn't really match up to who you want to sell to, you're not going to appeal to those people, and you're not going to be able to book those people. Nick, what do you want to add?
Yeah. That's so good. We think of, putting our stuff out there and, as long as my Instagram looks a certain way, that's all I need, or as long as my website looks a certain way. But if you're posting stuff across the board, you should be able to tell that all of these things go together. And I know a problem that so many people, an issue that a lot of people have is that they're trying not to stand out just because they don't want people to pass over them because they were too edgy, or they were too this, or they were too that. But whenever you whenever you're so vanilla that you can reach everybody, you end up reaching nobody. And so you'll get overlooked. Remember, if they're reaching out to 9 other wedding videographers and you don't have anything that makes you stand out and makes you memorable, then no wonder your bookings are down. No wonder those things aren't happening for you. It's because you're not, doing. You could do more. Okay, so what is going to make someone remember you? What are the things that you can do? How can you lean into yourself, your business, so that people think, oh yeah, I remember Big Win Media. Right. I remember them because, he used this green light whenever he did his Zoom call. That was different. No one else used a green light. Just thinking of things, little things that can make people remember you whenever you're moving forward.
So what you're saying is get a green light. Is this like subconsciously green light means go means book me, go book me. Got it.
Exactly. I know that was his thought.
But in seriousness, you're right. Like creating some kind of an experience through the entire brand, where you're going to stand out and be memorable. And I've seen this done really well across the whole gamut of different kinds of wedding filmmakers. Bottle Brush Films comes to mind. They're wonky and quirky, and it shows up on their website. La Rev Films, I think he was in the comments earlier making fun of me. Stands out really well to the luxury client. It's like you go to Nick's website or my website. There's things about it. They're going to go to your website, then they're going to search your about page. How are you showing up on your website? What is it about your website, your brand, your social media, all of that? Is it cohesive? And what is going to make them immediately want to reach out to you? This guy is my person. I know that I want, there's something different about them. This brand feels like what I need for my wedding. What is going to make them? And that's something that's not just an easy answer. That takes some digging and figuring out. But when you have that mindset, when you have everything being cohesive, when you know who your ideal buyer is, you can get further along to these bigger and better bookings because, this is exactly who I've been looking for. Like the right clients are going to be able to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Have any of you can, just do a little hand raise in the chat or whatever. Have you ever gotten this inquiry where it basically just says, what are your prices? That's it. Like no other information, nothing. And, we're going to talk about this and we're going to say this. And absolutely, there are still people that kind of fall through the cracks, even whenever you are doing everything correctly and everything right, and you have the brand and you have all this stuff down. But if a majority of the inquiries that you're getting are people are just saying, hey, what are my prices? What are my prices? Okay. Maybe you need to rethink how you are presenting yourself through your social media, through your website, through your presence and where you are, and think about the value that you are creating with your brand outside of just price. Okay, what are the offerings that you are giving? How are you presenting yourself? Are you giving back really good information? Is your film quality? How high are they? You need to create way more value around those things. And I'm not saying that you'll stop getting those, hey, what are your prices emails? But I get those a lot, but they are, hey, we've seen all this stuff that you offer. I'm worried that we can't afford you. Please tell me we can afford you. Like that kind of tone rather than just a, hey, what do you charge kind of comment. John, what do you have to add?
Yeah. We live in a world that, if you're just thinking my work is going to sell itself, unfortunately, that's not the case. That's a part of it. And that is a determining factor and can be a majority factor, of course. But the brand, the connections, the way that you've positioned yourself is going to more so impact than even the quality of the work. Whether you like it or not, that's just the truth. And so you have to ask yourself too, what makes you better than your competition? Another way of asking this is, what is your USP, your unique selling proposition? I learned this in school, marketing 101 or maybe 201. What's unique about you and your brand? Maybe you're brand new, so your USP might be, I'm not, a dinosaur in the industry. I'm thinking of new and creative ideas. Or maybe you've been in the industry forever and you can say, I've been to 600 weddings. I know how to work. Like everybody has a USP, and you need to know what your USP is and think about it and write that down. So after this, take some time to be like, what is unique about what I'm selling? How can I turn that into something that is marketable, that makes me stand out? Because everybody is different no matter what. Like you can see both sides of the coin with the example I just gave you with, somebody that's new, somebody that's been doing it a long time, but you can always throw your unique experiences of life into why you are the right person for them. And it's okay if you don't appeal to everybody. The goal with your website and your brand is to appeal to the right people and make the people that you don't want to work leave your website. That's okay, because the people that are going to book you and pay more for you are the ones that really dig the vibe that you're putting out. But if you're vanilla, the only thing they know is what's your price? You seem fine, but there's no like visceral response. And so thinking about the visceral response, like I want you to think about brands that you love, or shows that you love, or things that you love, and ask yourself, are they vanilla? Are they boring? Do they have mixed messaging? Or are they brands that have figured certain things out? So the brands that figure the things out to become not vanilla, then build around those USPs. Those are the ones that are thriving in any industry. But if you think about it, think of wedding filmmakers that are thriving. Are they thriving because they kind of blend in with everybody else and they just have really clean work? Or have they really figured out their brand and really figured out their USP and really figured out who they want to sell to and then built the brand around that? Put in the chat some of your favorite wedding filmmakers. I just want to know who you look up to with wedding filmmaking. And as you see comments come in, think about those wedding filmmakers and why do they stand out? Have they built a brand around that USP? Nick?
Yeah, that's really good. We're going to now move on to the next point in this. So we've talked about your mindset and knowing your brand. And now we're going to jump in here and talk about building your market. Like that's kind of the next step that we're going over here. So after you have built a brand that stands out, you need a market. People need to know you exist. People need to know what you do. You might be the best in the world at something. You might be so incredible, but if you don't know anybody and nobody knows you, like, it doesn't matter. Okay. So people need to know you. Have you heard this phrase? It's not about what you know. It's about fill in that blank there in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, which is always a very frustrating concept, right? It could be, I am way more talented than this person over here, but the fact that they know the right people, they are getting things that I am not, right? But let's take that one step further. It's not just about who you know, okay? It's about who knows you. A couple years ago in our mastermind, KEJ did a presentation, Caleb and Elaine. This was a point that Elaine made. She was like, it doesn't matter who you know. It matters if they know who you are. If they know the things that you're doing, if you are on their radar. Like, they can be on my radar, but that doesn't really help me get in front of them. But if I'm on their radar, that's going to be something that is going to be totally, totally different. So how are you getting people to find your brand? Now in 2023, what are some of the things that you are doing? Now that the world has, for the most part, opened back up again, meetups are happening, getting in-person meetups where you can talk and network with other people. We highly, highly recommend getting in a room with other people in your industry, in your market, in your niche, so that you can talk to them, get to know them, encourage them. They can encourage you, all that stuff. Send social media DMs on Instagram. Talk to people, reach out to people. Now, don't be like creepy and just spam a whole bunch of people, but literally start conversations, be a genuine person, and you never know what can happen there. One thing that we have, probably one of the biggest things I think, John, that we would do today if we were starting over would be just with styled shoots and getting our name out there and connecting with the right vendors and paying for these things and doing multiple styled shoots a year so that you can build your business and you can build your brand and you can build your relationship. And then who is someone that can introduce you and get you in the room with somebody else? Do you know somebody that could open the door so that you could get a connection with a planner or a photographer or another filmmaker that you just want to get to know and connect with? So these are all really good things. John, what do you have to add?
Before moving on from this, I want to think, as we're walking through this, it obviously, like we mentioned earlier, it starts with your mindset and knowing what a win looks like to you. And then it's really defining your brand and who you want to work with. That's great. Now you've got the look, the feel, the vibe that you want, and you know who you're aiming at. You know how to conduct yourself. And I think about brands like we were just hanging out with Bottle Brush Films and Andrew and Grace. They've got like a killer brand. I wouldn't hire them for my wedding film, but I think that they're amazing. They've done a great job of like really being their unique selves. Like, they're really themselves. They might be a oversaturated version of that online, but they have found their brand and then they live that brand. They are in person what they are on the internet. They're wearing fun clothes. They're doing and that kind of stuff, like just being the brand, being in the room with people, all those things really start to stack up with like, I know what I'm getting with this, if you're watching this or listening to this, it's like, who is the brand of you? Like, how are you going to be with these people? And so, yes, with vendors or with different ways to get in the room with these people, if you don't know who you are or what you stand for, it's hard to like make any kind of impression. Another way that you can, moving forward, like that you can is like getting referrals from previous couples. If you know your brand really well, and if you've done a good job over time, people refer John Bunn Films because 5 years ago I filmed their wedding and it was such a great experience because I knew what I was doing and how I wanted to serve. And it's like, most people in the wedding video business don't last longer than 3 years. So like if you've been in business for over 3 years, you're considered like a veteran. And it's, you haven't given yourself enough time in your brand to build that equity in the investment that you've made to then reap the benefit of all of these meetups that you've done and all these styled shoots and all of these weddings and all these previous couples. If you want to know how to book more weddings, it's putting in that work over time, and you're not going to have to worry about your bookings. I don't have to worry about bookings anymore, but I'm continually sowing seed. I'm continually going to meetups and doing styled shoots and being great at weddings, and I'm continually updating my brand. And what happens is about 50% of my bookings come from previous couples. Another way that you can do, obviously you can do paid advertising, to like, once you have this brand figured out, you can go on in Google ads or online platforms or social media. You can pay to play and show up in front of people. If you don't have bookings, but you know your brand, like if I wasn't doing how to film weddings, I'd be running a crap ton of ads right now for weddings in Cabo and Guatemala, my favorite place in the world. And maybe Italy too, because I've got these films, and I'd be on Google and saying, Guatemala wedding videographer, boom, John Bunn Films is showing up. And so somebody clicks that, they see my awesome new branding, they know the kind of films, and they can see that credibility because they know who it is that I'm wanting to serve. Nick, I talked a lot.
Yeah, you did. And then, past that, whenever it comes to the market, is your social media. And right now, just with Reels and TikTok and YouTube Shorts, all these things being new, like there are new ways where you can start putting yourself out there, and you never know what's going to happen. I know that a lot of the viral stuff that's been popping off over the last, year or so, it's kind of maybe winding down, or they're finding their footing or whatever. But if you're consistent and just showing up and posting content, you never know who is going to find you or what is going to happen from that. So whenever it comes to networking and wanting to work with people and styled shoots and that sort of stuff, the biggest recommendation that we have is for you to find people that are in about the same stage of business as you. If you're in year 1, 2, or 3, don't reach out to a planner that's in year 8, 9, or 10. Like, don't DM established people, because it's just going to be noise to them. How many of you get those emails from editors that are just like, hey, hello, I would like to edit for you and be a part of your team. Like, that's probably most of the emails that I'm getting nowadays, right? Is these people, and they're cold emailing, and it's annoying, and all you do is just delete it. So our recommendation is find people in your market, whatever that is, that are in about the same era of business as you. Maybe they're a year older than you or something like that, but generally about the same, and you guys grow together. And then think of this as a long-term relationship. Think it's something that you can do for quite a while, and you guys can grow up and grow your businesses together.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. And some of my best connections, I did a wedding this last year for a planner in town that it was one of her first 7-figure weddings. I did her first wedding or second wedding with her like 7 or 8 years ago, and just have been great to her, taking care of her. And all of a sudden, 6, 7, 8 years later, whenever there's a big wedding, she knows me. And that goes back to that quote, it's not about who you know or what you know, but it's about who you know and who knows you. That doesn't just happen overnight. Real business doesn't just happen overnight. If you think about Apple or you think about Amazon, it's like they had a great idea, they knew who they were, and they worked really hard for a really long time. Most wedding filmmakers, we don't put real value into building our market or the people that know who we are. And if you grab one thing from this, I would really say to focus on that, like really start investing into your network, not just other wedding filmmakers. It's great to have other filmmaker relationships, but the people that are charging the big bucks, that are doing the weddings they want to do, they're the ones that are putting real value into building their market. Nick, anything you want to add to that? You busy? You talking to a friend over there? What are you doing?
I was just putting in the chat about entering to win this Shure microphone, there. That's QR code on the screen. I just put that link. But there are so many people that think that their work will sell themselves. And I think I saw this in the chat earlier. Someone actually said this, I wish that my work would sell itself. And yeah, in a perfect world, it absolutely would. And there are so many things where it should, your work should sell itself, but there is so many more factors to that ultimately matter. Okay. Just because you have really quality work, if you're a bad business owner, if you are not a fun person to be around, if you, just people don't like you, I don't know, fill in the blank, whatever it is, but there's so much more than just your work. And if you are relying solely on your work in 2023, how is that working out for you? Okay, remember, there are 9 other people that are going to be reaching out to other wedding videographers. And for the most part, a lot of people's work is very, very similar. So there are things that you need to do to stand out and look different. Okay, so we recommend that you need to schedule time for building your market through networking, through social media, through ads, through just how you present yourself, just all these things that we've been talking about building your market. You need to schedule time in your calendar to do those, because this is one of those things that's always going to be, oh, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. And then 6 months later, and you're like, man, my bookings are so low because you didn't take the time and energy to do that. Remember, how is future you going to think about current you's decisions when it comes to some of this stuff?
Yeah, and I've said it a lot of times in the past, but like, when is the best time to plant a tree? And the answer is like 30 years ago would be great, like if you want like a really awesome tree. But the second best time to plant a tree is like right now. And that mindset of like, if I don't start doing this now, the tree won't start growing and producing fruit or shade or whatever it is you want from the tree. So start now. Like, think about, okay, my bookings are low right now. I'm not going to go crazy and freak out, but I'm going to start planting those seeds, doing that stuff so that in 2024, my bookings will be better. And then in 2025, my bookings will be even better than that. The fourth point, the last point that we're going to go through today in this how to book more weddings is, after you've done these things, after you've figured out your mindset, after you've established your brand, you're building that market, you have to be consistent, and consistency over time is the key to getting the right bookings and building a business that's thriving. I've just won in my business because I've just stayed consistent. I'm growing every year, but I'm consistently investing into marketing. I'm consistently investing into updating my brand and learning more about who I want to work with and why I want to work with them. And so that consistency over time, if you think about it, I've worked with 600 couples at this point, which is crazy, but it's true. Of those people, if 10% of them refer me, that's 60 referrals. Like, I mean, that's just too, like, I've built a wide enough base of people. People know that John Bunn Films is a consistent brand in town. I have so many positive reviews over time. I've got so many planner referrals and so many photographer referrals. And I'm just continually getting better, and my work now is even better, but it's all kind of happening at the same time. My work 5 years ago was not as good as it is today, and my work today is better than it was last year. But the consistency over time is the key to getting the right bookings and building a business that is thriving. I say it a lot, the crockpot method, but you are playing the long game with all this. So what decisions are you making? Like, so that future you is going to be happy that current you made. What decisions, like if you change them right now in May of 2023, this is the year we're in, I think so. Like, if you start making decisions like, once a month, I'm going to go to a vendor meetup. Oh, there's no vendor meetups in my town. I'm going to create a vendor meetup, or I'm going to reach out to people and like get together. Or I'm going to, once a quarter, I'm going to do a styled shoot and pay a planner to help put it together and make relationship. Or that next wedding I do, I'm really going to go above and beyond and make some reels for the planner or for the florist. Or I'm going to start investing into my brand so that future you is going to be happy with current you. You know, you don't just show up to the gym, work out once, and boom, I've got a 6-pack. No, you got to start like making that investment and measuring your food and drinking water and getting sleep. And you do those things over time, and then you start to look fit. And that's the problem with the microwave mentality of this. You know, it's like, I've been doing weddings for 24 months and I only charge this much. And it's like, I didn't charge over 10K for a wedding till over 10 years in business. Like, and some of you yahoos out there, like, I booked my first 10K wedding. I'm in my 3rd year of business, and that's great. But I'm not mad about it. I'm fine. But back to the point, making those decisions that future you is going to be happy with. Nick?
Yeah, to add to the future you comment, whenever it comes to the consistency of this, I remember it was 2015. I decided that I was going to do like half as many weddings because I was really busy, and that I was just going to kind of stop networking. And I look back in that following year, how much it really hurt my business because I made a decision that I wasn't thinking of the long-term effects of the things that I were doing. And that is something that, man, I just think, man, if I wouldn't have like done that 1 year, like where would I be today? Like how much further would I be if I wouldn't have done that then? So one thing that we want to stress here when it comes to consistency is when it comes to your brand and you presenting yourself, and if you are your brand and you're selling it from inquiry through delivery and everywhere in between, all your Zoom meetings, how you presenting yourself, your consultations, your texts, your social media posts, how you're corresponding, your meetings, how you are on the wedding day, how you are a couple days after the wedding, all of those things, you need to think of that through the experience of your client, and the better experience that you give them, the better things that you do when it comes to customer service and how you are treating them, that is just going to take you to the next level. Consistently investing in building your network and client referrals is just going to go such a long way. Again, not thinking that just my films alone, just my work alone is going to sell it, because it's not going to. Consistently investing into building your network and client referrals is what is going to do the best for you. You're going to see the most benefits in the long run. If you do the right things for long enough, you will book more weddings. Okay? That's where...
Yeah.
Boil it down. It's really simple.
It really is that simple. And most people, you're going to separate yourself from the competition if you just stay consistent. And you just think, if your mindset is in this for the long haul, if you are taking care of people, every year you're going to have more raving clients, and you're going to make more relationships, and you're going to be able to lean into your brand even more. And what that does is it's like a carousel. Every year you go around the sun, but instead of just staying on the equal plane, every single year you're spiraling upward. And so, I'm booking better weddings. I'm making better relationships. I'm doing better edits. But if you've booked way too many weddings and you have a backlog like crazy, or if you've taken on too many yeses in your life and you don't know what a win is, and you don't know when to say no, and you're a people pleaser and you're trying to do everything for everybody, you're going to be vanilla, and you're not going to be able to get those bookings you're wanting. You're not going to be able to invest in going out and meeting other people, because you're going to be in your editing cave because you got 30 edits to do. And so if you want more raving clients, and you want to make better relationships, and you want to lean into your brand, those are the things that the seeds you're planting now, that maybe 6 months from now, maybe 12 months from now. I saw Larev's comment on the screen a second ago about networking. I've watched him over the last 5 years continually pour into networking, and every year his work is getting better. Every year he is getting better relationships, and he's getting to raise his prices like crazy, getting to travel the world, getting to work on ridiculous weddings. But he's continually shooting it behind the scenes for free for that planner. Or he's going, meeting us and coming to our mastermind meetings and just investing in meeting people and connecting. And by knowing the importance of networking and understanding his brand and understanding his long-term mindset has caused him to be one of the best wedding filmmakers on the planet. And those kinds of things don't just happen. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, I'm going to invest into my brand. I'm going to figure out who it is that I want to serve, why I want to serve them, so that in 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, I can have those bookings coming in. Maybe you need to get a part-time job instead of saying yes to a crappy wedding that you don't need to do. Maybe you need to invest in our course. Maybe you need to hire Lindsay for a mentor session. But what is it going to be that's different in 6 months, in 12 months? If you don't plant a tree now, it's not going to start growing. And so I encourage you, if you can hear my voice, whether on the podcast or live on the YouTube, is that you need to invest into you and to be thinking about these things because nobody else is thinking about them for you. It just takes time.
Yeah, it does. It just takes time. Like that's the whole thing. Our whole model at How to Film Weddings is, slow progress and continuing to do it and do things the right way. Because you might be able to microwave something really quick, but in the long run, if you don't balance it out, it might come back and hurt you in the long run. So again, just kind of recap the things that we talked about. Think about your mindset whenever it comes to the weddings and how you're presenting yourself and how you are, all of that. Know your brand. Know what kind of weddings and couples that you want to work with, and know those that you don't. And then after you have that stuff figured out, you need to build up that market, build those networks and those connections, and then be consistent about how you are being, how you are presenting yourself, who you are talking to, who you are connecting with, and just continuing to take those steps further and further. And again, yeah, it's going to take a little time and it's going to take some energy, but in the long run, this is things that we have seen time and time again. Whenever people are authentic and doing a method like this, you are going to book more weddings, and your schedule is going to be full whenever you do this.
I think that it's literally the entire ethos of the How to Film Weddings brand. We've talked about it before, but it's like Nick and I both decided we're going to invest into the How to Film Weddings community for 2 years, knowing if it takes 2 years for us to make a penny, this is the investment. We're gonna sow seed and people are like, oh, you guys got lucky, you timed the podcast market just right, or you did the whatever. It's like, you got lucky, you don't know what, you just whatever. And the truth of the matter is, 5 years in, we've consistently every single Monday put out an episode for 270 or something episodes in a row. We're consistently showing up in your feeds. We're being those people, and we have seen the benefit and have been able to move more full time into educating, which is what we wanted to do. That was our vision of, where we wanted to be, what success looks like to us. And the entire ethos of our brand has been the Crockpot method. Take it slow, take it steady, do the right thing, invest today. Put off gratification until later. Invest so that you can get to a point to where you are booking those weddings. So anyway, I hope that was very helpful. If you like this content, if you're watching on our new YouTube channel right now live, I think 88 of you. Do us a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button that's right there. And if you don't subscribe to the channel already, hit the subscribe button. That'd mean a lot to us. We're trying to get to 1,000 people over on the new YouTube channel. We've separated the podcast from our tutorials just to kind of keep things a little cleaner. And Nick, we're gonna be giving away some stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna do a mic giveaway here really, really soon. So in the chat, there is a link to enter our giveaway. We're going to be doing that here in a moment. So click on that link and fill that out, but stay tuned because if you leave and we draw your name or you're cleaning your house or something, then you won't win it.
That's
so
forever.
Make sure you're here for that. John, while I'm getting this ready and sent over to Blake, give you guys about 2 more minutes to fill out that form. Do you want to go over any of the course stuff again? Do you want to answer any questions? What do you want to do there?
If you have a question about our course, or if you've taken or you're in the course, let us know in the comments real quick. I can answer it. But our complete wedding videography course opens up on Monday, so 4 days from now, something like that. It's 3 modules. Business, shooting, and editing. We just redid the shooting module from beginning to end. We put on a wedding in Tulsa. I hired a planner, florist, cake maker, everything. And over the course of 2 days, Nick and I stopped and did every single portion of a wedding day. Blake showed us how to fly a drone. We did establishing shots, how to mic a bride, how to do interviews, everything, how to plug into a DJ board. We did a huge section on lighting toasts, filming dances, filming the ceremony. So that's all in the new shooting module. There's over 30 hours of content, and we have the biggest thing I think so is just like the business content, helping you with things like what we talked about today, really helping you build that network, build that brand so that you can charge more for your weddings. I'm seeing people comment, the course is worth every penny, change the way I shoot. Thank you, 1109 Films and Photo. Just filmed my first wedding this past weekend. Decided to take a shot at it. Still trying to figure. Charlie, that's awesome. You should definitely check out the course. It would be really good for you if you haven't joined it. Rebecca, thank you for joining last time. House cleaning. That's funny. Let's see. Trying to read comments real fast. Yeah, don't clean your house, guys. But anyway, also with the new course, the new modules is the Facebook group where we can answer your questions, lots of things like that. But it really is the complete guide for wedding filmmaking. It's the handbook that you can keep coming back to. You get lifetime access to it. And a lot of people have been asking, if I already joined the course, do I get this new module? Absolutely you do. And that is one thing that we're very proud of with this course. We're not just putting out a ton of extra courses trying to get more money from people, as opposed to knowing that if you invest into this course, as we update things, as we put out new digital templates, as we create more things, we add those to the course. So just for what that's worth, we're continually adding value. The cost of the course is $14.97, and we start payments at $147 for 12 months. So you can get started for $147. We've got a 21-day money-back guarantee, all the things, and that opens on Monday. Yes, and thank you everybody for tuning in today. We're going to be doing a couple more of these live things. Nick, are you pointing at me to... What do you?
Yeah, I just, as you started talking, I thought we should probably talk about the other things that we're going to be doing next week with more giveaways.
Next week we're doing more giveaways. People, if you like a good giveaway, we love a good giveaway. We like to entice you to come here and learn and get better. We just like doing that. So Monday we're doing another live session. Nick, what's that one?
We are doing a live training on building packages that sell. It's something, we've kind of been retooling that over the last few years. We've done it before, but we have new updated information. And we're going to be giving away a $500 B&H gift card to that. Again, same deal. You got to be present to win. On Wednesday, John, we're going to do a film breakdown of my Glacier film that we shot last year. And with that, we're going to be giving away both of Multiply Media's sound effects packs. We thought that they could really enhance your films. So not only do you get the Flow sound effects pack, you'll get their score pack that comes out that you can put with music and stuff. It's incredible. And then, John, on next Thursday, we're doing our live film reviews.
Dude,
I feel like I hijacked this.
No, you're great. I love it. I didn't.
Okay.
I just show up. You do all the work.
Okay. So next Thursday, we are doing our live film reviews 1 week from today. And you can submit those and we'll email links and stuff where you can do that. But we thought it would be really cool. I think this was Blake's idea. He can claim it if he wants to. We are doing an upgrade your kit giveaway, which basically means we have a $2,000 B&H gift card or Amazon
Who's
or whatever.
approving
I know
this crap?
You approved it. You
I
approved
remember.
it. 2,000, and so that you can buy whatever it is that you want. We've done drone giveaways, we've done camera giveaways, and that kind. But people's like, I have that. I don't need that. But with this, you can get whatever you want. Upgrade what you want. So it's upgrade your kit giveaway next Thursday. That's the big one.
That is great. Yeah. The thing is, we love to celebrate whenever we open the doors for the Complete Wedding Video course. If you're on the fence about it and want more information about it, send us a DM on Instagram at How to Film Weddings or shoot us a message. We'd love to answer any questions. We love that course, and we love when we get to open the doors for it. We only do that a couple times a year, and we love to celebrate, and we do a lot of big giveaways. And next week, it looks like Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're going live with something. So lots of great opportunities to learn this week. I will say this, the things that we're teaching live, we go into depth in the course. We go much further into depth. And so if you're wanting to know how to get more bookings, but maybe you say, gosh, I just don't know how to do consultations. I've recorded myself doing real consultations, booking $10,000+ weddings. So you can literally watch the Zoom call and see how I'm interacting with people, see how I'm doing these things. And we're showing you and mentoring you on how to get to those bigger bookings. And so at $14.97, we feel like it's a steal of a deal. It's worth far more than that. And it's only going to be open Monday through Monday. Yes, Nick.
Another thing that we have mentioned before that we talked about on our podcast, but we have this new shooting module that we've done, right? We're also starting, after this launch, going in and we're going to be re-recording and replacing and updating like the entire thing. So within the next, 6 to 8 months, 12 months, it's going to be like a whole fresh brand new course for everyone that purchases it. So,
yeah, we want to continually, as we learn, update that course. We want it to be the handbook for every wedding filmmaker out there that wants to be, charging those $10,000 and above weddings, being those 6-figure wedding filmmakers. And we've seen it over time. It's been proven again and again that it works. And there's, it's the slow cooker method. If you want something that's hey, I need to make $4 million this month, I don't recommend you grab the course. But if you want a sustainable business that's going to take you over the long haul, be sure to check it out. And look at this graphic. Look at this arched back. I should have sucked in.
Look at those buns.
Yeah.
Look at those buns on Bunn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that arched back right there, Blake, is really showing. This is proper gimbal form if you want to learn from a true pro. Oh, geez, he's going to draw on it. So I feel like the angle that I got there was well worth it with the sun. Anyway, yeah, those buns. Yeah, I got it. Marco said, I upsold raw footage from previous weddings, paid for it, highly recommend. Yep, that's awesome. John looks like he's about to drop it like it's hot. Did you guys see the video?
Always.
Did you see the video of me on Bottle Brush Films? Instagram reel? If not,
yeah, I think that there were 3 of us that kind of won that video.
Yeah, I was one of them.
But I think Caleb was the one that really won that video.
Marcos, we said his name.
Sorry.
Marcos. We said it a lot. Sorry.
Oh, he said it a lot. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. We are grateful that all of you just hung around for the last hour to listen to us, and we hope it was beneficial and helpful. So we'll be back on Monday at same time, 2:00, going over how to build packages that sell. John, anything else you want to add here?
No, my friend. I love you, Nick Miller. I love you, Blake Polino, and I love the How to Film Weddings fam. If you have questions, just let us know. And until next time, we will see you.
See you guys. Well, thank you all so much for tuning into this podcast. Hope it was really good information and something that will really help you in your wedding film making business. Again, our course is open for enrollment. If you head over to CompleteWeddingVideography.com, there you can get you can sign up. You can sign up, get started for $147. And again, if you're one of those first 15, you can save $100. And you get those 2 1-hour group coaching calls with John and I. So that's CompleteWeddingVideography.com. We're going to be in our DMs on Instagram all week. So if you have any questions, if you need anything, feel free to reach out to us over there. John, as always, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Anything else you want to add? And just like a quick
else? I didn't add anything. I haven't said a word on this outro. I don't think I would.
Do you want to say more?
No, it's CompleteWeddingVideography.com. Check it out. The end.
Bye.
See ya next time. Until next time. See ya. There it is.